Greetings to the Lunar Matrix. This is Elizabeth Shermer with an intuitive reading for the Lunar Matrix on Tuesday, May 7th. Today's reading is in anticipation of this week's new moon, which falls on Thursday, May 9th at 5:28 p.m. And the reading is, in the most practical sense, in effect, or covers the period of time from now through next week's first quarter moon on Friday, May 17th. The week following, leading up to and following the new moon. However, we're in the middle of a very special month, which began last month with the lunar eclipse that happened on, let's see, it was April 25th. We had a full moon lunar eclipse, and that full moon lunar eclipse opened a special energetic doorway or portal that is in effect for the full month leading up to this month's full moon on May 24th. And during this month, we have the opportunity to make a quantum leap forward in our life by accessing the gift of courage and confidence to make changes that will bring us into a new level of alignment and realization of our life purpose here on Earth. And this is a very, very inspiring month. And eclipse portals always open doorways that allow us to make big leaps forward, and that's because our normal time-space continuum gets interrupted. Things can happen beyond the pace at which they normally would. So realize that all the circumstances in your life right now are pointing to special, or are synchronicities that are pointing to opportunities. So recognize those circumstances that are inspiring, and also the circumstances that are challenging, because underneath all of those synchronicities are opportunities for you to make simple changes that are deep and lasting. And one of the aspects of this gift of courage is that you may find yourself able to shift patterns that have been long-standing, habits or thought forms that have been long-standing, and you may find now the life force and the momentum and the alignment to burst through them. And so those are part of the benefit of this month, of coming into a clearer sense of life purpose. If you haven't had a chance to review or listen to the previous 2 weeks of readings, the full moon reading from April 25th and the last quarter reading from May 2nd, I invite you to return to those, because both messages have additional guidance that may help you in realizing the full potentials of this month. This new moon is unusual because it actually feels more like a full moon in that it is supporting this wave of momentum that we're on. So it's not actually initiating a new cycle of creativity. We're still in the midst of this cycle of the gift of courage that we received 2 weeks ago. And this full moon and solar eclipse are offering a dose of illumination, an extra dose or jolt of courage to help us continue to move forward. And so knowing this, and that there are many synchronicities available, because this is a new moon and because we're in the snake year, the synchronicities have a lot to do with internal awareness and internal alignment. And so I asked for a reading today that would support all of us in realizing the full potential of this week and this special time. The central card in today's reading, the Three of Swords, Sorrow, came up reversed, meaning representing on the most basic level our awareness of the release of sorrow. And interestingly, the release of sorrow can mean the experience of sorrow. However, the reversal is indicating an ability, especially in the position of the mind or awareness, that we have an ability to participate more intentionally in this experience. So the Three of Swords represents the kinds of sorrow, our tendency to rework sorrow in the mind. Sorrows from the past, stemming all the way back to our first experiences of sorrow or disappointment in childhood, or even sorrows that we've brought in from other lifetimes. It represents, on the most basic level, a tendency we have to rework old sorrows when circumstances trigger those memories. And then we bring them forward and, in a sense, react them over and over and over again in our lives. So this card in the position of reversal today is indicating an awareness of this pattern, and that when sorrow or when circumstances activate sorrow this week, we are going to be aware that it's a release of the past. The threes represent an opportunity to make a choice. So when you receive the Three of Swords, realize that you have a choice between reworking the sorrow in your mind or moving into your heart and accessing the sorrow in your heart. And when we hold sorrow in our heart, an interesting thing happens. If we can release fear, we can actually hold sorrow or grief and love at the same time. There's a beauty to sorrow when we are in our heart. And so that's the invitation I would offer you this week, to move into your heart and avoid reworking old scenarios and old memories when the emotions get activated. That's a big practice. And I was a little bit surprised to see this card turn up the way it did, and realize the potential this week for us to really work on a deep level with this ability to move into our hearts. The card all the way to the left gives another indication of the power and potential of this week. The Chariot in the position of body indicates our awareness of the fact that we are on our life path. And that's a lot of what this month is all about. This eclipse month is this sense of inspiration of our larger life purpose and our ability to align with it. Last week we received the Chariot in this position, and the week before the Magician. So there's a lot of deep spiritual support for us right now, and for our ability to feel it and experience it in our bodies and in our circumstances. So look for those senses of alignment. Make a choice of what you'll pay attention to, and look for those ways in which your life is already in alignment with your life purpose, and ground into that. That's the guidance I'm receiving right now to specifically say, is look for the ways in which you already are on your path and honor them. Interestingly, this card came up reversed today. I'm not going to turn it over, but the reversal was a simple message to remember to go within. That the movement, especially this year and in this month, is to go within and find that sense of inner alignment with your life purpose. That's where the real strength of this potential for accessing courage comes from, is to connect with your inner guide and your higher self. And that happens within. The card all the way to the left in the position of Spirit, the Knight or King of Cups. The King of Cups represents a mastery, a kind of mastery of the emotional realm. This is mastery of the ability to feel good, mastery of the ability to manifest healthy relationships and harmony in your life. And it's signified by in this painting, the knight reaching for the Holy Grail, and the attainment of a sense of emotional fulfillment and happiness. In the position of Spirit, this card is communicating the fact that we have access to our own mastery. This represents you, the Knight of Cups today. Represents your ability to connect with your higher self, which is always in a place of alignment. So the tools this week are offering you encouragement that you have the access to make this connection. You have the ability and you have the tools you need to feel that sense of alignment. And when you feel it, when you feel emotional fulfillment and deep happiness and confidence at your ability to experience harmony, then you know in those moments that you are in alignment with your higher self and with all the potentials of your life. So there's support this week for that connection to happen. This reading felt really clear. I didn't feel like I needed another aspect of guidance or clarity, but I always like to draw an additional card for something else to consider or a new point. And the card today, very interestingly, was the Five of Cups reversed. The Five of Cups is called disappointment. So there's more what we would call the Bardo cards. The Three of Swords, sorrow, and the Five of Cups, disappointment, are both two of the 13 Bardo cards in the deck that represent life's challenges and in some senses life's greatest opportunities. So it's through the activation of healing that we're able to move forward. So the Five of Cups, disappointment reversed, signals again more of an opportunity for us to be aware of our old patterns that we're releasing and to celebrate them. Both of these cards today appearing in reversal, both of these Bardo cards appearing in reversal, signify that for many of us, there may indeed be experiences and circumstances that will trigger past patterns, but that we will have a quality of awareness and courage and determination that will keep us from attaching to the past and allow us to move forward. When the Five of Cups disappointment is released, it signifies an opportunity to move forward in new relationships and new qualities of relationship and new levels of embodiment and strength of heart. So that's what's indicated for you this week, is a new quality of strength of heart. And you can feel confidence in that capacity. So I wish everyone listening an incredible week and a really blessed month of transformation and courage and inspiration. Celebrate with your friends and share your circumstances. And I know some of you, because this is clear in the relationships around me, also some of you are experiencing different kinds of challenge right now, including physical challenge. And so reach out for support to keep you in trust and encouragement, and to help you access the courage you need to move through those physical challenges that are requiring your courage, and realize that they're activated right now because of this opportunity for healing and for you to make a quantum leap beyond limitations that have held you back in the past. That's true for all of us. So I wish you all the best, and in the coming days I'll be in touch again next week at the first quarter moon with another with another lunar eclipse update. And so blessings to everyone. This is Elizabeth Shermer with the Lunar Matrix.